Hello, I am Cathryn Caton. My husband is Greg Caton. Mike Adams of Natural News, also known as the Health Ranger, did 2 excellent articles on the illegal arrest and deportation from Ecuador of my husband earlier this year over a supervised release violation stemming from FDA charges. For whatever reasons, Mike has not wanted to do the follow-up as to what happened to my husband. I get emails every day asking me what happened to my husband. So this is the follow-up to Mike's 2 articles to explain what happened to my husband. My husband had 2 hearings in March and 1 in May in Lafayette, Louisiana with Judge Tucker Malassaw of the Western District of Louisiana for violating his supervised release. According to the sentencing guidelines for violating his supervised release, it should have been a 3 to a 9-month sentence. Judge Malassaw gave Greg the 2-year maximum sentence. He gave my husband the 2-year maximum sentence because Crystal Leslie, my former bookkeeper, embezzled over $20,000 from my company while Greg was in prison. To cover up her crime, she conspired with John Armand, the FDA criminal investigator, and the federal prosecutor, Richard Willis. Each of them lied to the court, saying that Greg was making the unapproved FDA products, which would violate his supervised release and put him back in jail. 2 other employees testified at Greg's hearing that they never saw Greg make any unapproved FDA products, and that they never told John Armand or Richard Willis that they saw Greg make any unapproved products. Yet John Armand and Richard Willis produced false statements to the court saying that these two employees told them that they saw Greg make the unapproved FDA products. And of course, Crystal Leslie committed perjury at Greg's hearings, saying that she saw Greg making unapproved FDA products. The judge believed all of their lies and sentenced Greg to the 2-year maximum. My husband was originally arrested in September of 2003 and pled guilty in May of 2004 for introducing unapproved FDA drugs. This was a very difficult hearing to go through. After Greg pled guilty, Judge Malassaw got off of his podium and requested to speak to both me and Greg. This is not a common thing for a federal judge to do. During this conversation, Greg asked him if he had ever heard of the saying by Edmund Burke, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Judge Malassaw said that he had heard of this saying. Greg told him that there's more to this case and that more about this case will come out. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Well, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for this good woman to do nothing. I have filed complaints with the FBI, the Office of Professional Responsibility, and the Inspector General to have these criminals investigated and prosecuted. No agency has done anything to date. I filed a petition to appear before the grand jury in the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C., case number 10-NC-543, before Judge Lamberth. Again, no action has taken place. I even filed a motion to expedite the hearing because the 2 witnesses that told the truth at Greg's recent hearings fear for their safety, for telling the truth, and no longer wish to talk to anybody about this case. I'm asking for help to get this case investigated and the criminals prosecuted. I also know that my husband is not the only victim of rogue FDA agent John Armand. If you have been or are a victim of rogue FDA agent John Armand, then please contact me. My contact information is provided at the end of this video. Please read the complaints and the petitions that I have filed in the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. at the links provided. Copies of the transcripts of Greg's recent hearings are also provided. I thank you for any help that can be provided in this case, and I thank you for your support.